Well, well, well. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Well, I guess y'all didn't expect me to come on uh, at this time or on a Monday morning after um, very inspirational live that was on Club Open Mic last night. If you missed it, go check it out. Go check it out. Shout out to the Commissioner Art team together, Mondo Black, and the two hosts of the Open Mic, It Just E TV and Silverback King. I know respect still, Jay. Respect It Just ETV. I know it says let's talk like adult, good vibes, right? I just had a thought come to my mind what I wanted to talk about. This has to do with males and females. Would you talk to your ex if you in a relationship or not in a relationship? Would you talk to your ex? Would you be friends with your ex? And is that a good idea? Respect still Jay and it just ETV. Is that a good idea to be friends with your ex? I'm not talking about your ex that you got kids with. See, you got to talk to your ex if y'all got kids, if y'all have kids together. As long as y'all are two consenting adults, it is all about the child or the children. I'm talking about if you have an ex that y'all are not together no more. See, I don't think it's a good idea to try to be friends with your ex. I don't go care if you're a man or a woman because you may not have feelings for your ex, but your ex might still have feelings for you. That's what the problem comes in. Especially if he or she knows that you got a man or a woman. That if, especially if they knows you got a man or a woman, and you see that man or a woman, they gonna try to get back with you. They might say, "Oh, I ain't trying to get back with him. I'm not trying to get back with her." But all along, they still having that feeling that they love you. See, being with an ex, just like Still J said, ex are exes for a reason. They are exes for a reason. It's something about them that that troubled you. See, if you in a relationship with an ex and there's a whole lot of arguing going on, whole lot of name calling, and the ex is pulling you down, that's a toxic relationship. And you got to get out of the relationship. And that's why an ex is an ex for a reason. And then if that and if you forget if you with when you with that ex and they wasn't who they say they was, respect among your news report. If if you with that when you with that ex If they didn't respect you as the man or the woman that they supposedly love, why would you want to be friends with them now? That is the question. Would you be friends with your ex? Let's take let's take being in a relationship with somebody else, and your ex is texting you at nighttime, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. What's your significant other gonna think? Texting you, I love you, baby. When can I see you? How do you explain that to your significant other? Being your significant other, a man or a woman. How do you explain that? You can say we're just friends, nothing going on, but would your significant other believe that? Would they believe that? That is the question. Would your significant other believe that y'all are just friends? See, some men and women get it twisted. They texting back and forth with their ex while they got with somebody else, knowing they significant other don't like their ex, cause how for some odd reason. See, some women think that some men are jealous of their ex, that the man they are with are insecure. Just like men think some women are insecure. See, you know what insecurity, you know why they are insecure? Because you texting your ex back and forth. You talk to your ex more than you talking to them. That's why they insecure. Respect be Rob, my little brother. That's why you that's why they exes for a reason. What reason would you have to talk to your ex? What reason would you have to? Y'all would y'all have anything to talk about? Would y'all have anything to talk about? What y'all have to talk about? It's kind of funny, your ex, when you want to talk, y'all want to sit down and discuss your problems and work things out when y'all in a relationship. Your ex didn't want to sit down and talk. They didn't want to sit down and talk, especially Wanda Williams. But now they see you in another relationship that you happy. Now they want to talk. They want to try to work things out. But it calling friction in your current relationship because you're entertaining that because you're entertaining your ex. See, some exes don't want you to be happy. Some exes don't want you to be happy because they're not happy. They can't maintain a relationship with nobody else because they're thinking about what they used to have. So why should your ex be in the picture? Only reason your ex should be in the picture unless y'all got children together. Then on top of that, just think you and your ex started a business together. How would that work out? How would that work out? Would it work out for the better or for the good? How would y'all coexist in that business? Did something go wrong with y'all blaming each other? Respect Pamela Gatson. Would y'all blame each other for different things that go wrong with that business? Would y'all blame each other cause the bottom line not right? Would y'all blame each other cause sales, whatever business you're in, is not right? So how do you How do you maintain that business relationship with your ex? Cause think about it. You're in business with your ex in the business. Y'all got a business together. That ex might be bitter. That ex might sabotage that business that y'all have together. Coexist. How do y'all coexist? Then you and your ex got children together or got a child together. Let's just say the man broke up with the woman. The woman bitter at the man. The, the woman is bitter at the man because he left her and a child. But the man wants to still be in that child's life, still support that child. But she feels like he should support her. That's not how it works. Then use the child against him. Don't let him see him. Don't let him spend time with her, with the child. And that thing about it is hurting that man, but she failed to realize it's hurting that child. But let's take a look on the flip side. If the man not doing what he's supposed to be doing in a relationship, they got a child together. The woman do what she got to do. Not everything she do, nobody gonna like. You don't go put a man on blast on social media. You don't put that man on blast in public. Then a man, he's mad at the woman because he wasn't doing what he's supposed to do. Then he not providing for that child, not doing nothing. Then she had to go put him on child support. See, no woman should have to put a man on child support for him to take care of his business. Shouldn't have to take care of the business. Who tied who out? Hold on. Pamela, it's just ETV with us. Okay, that was the accident. Okay. It's just E. That was an accident. It was an accident. Okay, she back. She back. But let's get back to let's get back to the content. Would you be friends with your ex? Would you be friends with your ex? It's just E. Anybody want to come in and comment on this? Would you be friends with your ex? Would you be friends with your ex? Would you be friends with your ex in any circumstances? Would you be friends with your ex? Respect steady granted. Would you be friends with your ex? Because a whole lot of things will go wrong with your ex. You can get caught up with your ex. Respect Chicken History Channel. You get caught up with your ex, especially if you're in a relationship, because they will like to try to sabotage. And especially if you got a child together, either the woman try to keep the child from you because you're not giving her no money and not want you to spend time with it and spend money on the child. Then the man don't want to spend time with the child, pay for your child or do anything for your child because he want to be with you. But is it truly a friendship that they want? Is it truly a friendship that your ex want? That's the question you got to ask yourself. That's the question you got to ask yourself. Is that a friendship that your ex really want? And then you got to sit back and think about it. You got to sit back and think about it. What is my ex real intentions? Now, you might have some bitter exes. I ain't gonna say that all exes are bad. This is another question I pose to you. This is another question I pose to you. What would you do if your significant other don't want you to talk to your ex? Although you and your ex are friends, would you cut off that ex for your significant other? That's another part of it you need to think about. That's another part you need to think about. I'm getting ready to go to a commercial break. And when I come back, the panel will be open. The panel will be open when I come back for the commercial break. Yes, they were together. That what she had made right there. Go set up to her.
Don't forget to
if you got a like channel link,
y'all, that post notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for the love and support. Together we break chains, and I'm out.
Hold on, got another one coming up. Hold on, see what we got coming up here.
You often find yourself saying, "I'll do it later," or "I'll start tomorrow." You're not alone. Procrastination is something that affects us all at some point in our lives. But guess what? You have the power to conquer it. Procrastination often stems from fear, self-doubt, or feeling overwhelmed by a task. But here's the thing. Taking that first step, no matter how small, is the key to breaking free from its grip. Imagine how amazing it will feel when you accomplish what you've been putting off. Whether it's starting a new project, exercising, or even just cleaning your room, the sense of achievement is worth it. Here's a tip. Break your tasks into smaller, manageable chunks. This makes them less intimidating and more achievable. Celebrate each small victory along the way. Surround yourself with positivity. Create an environment that encourages productivity. Whether it's a tidy workspace, motivational quotes, or supportive friends, your surroundings play a huge role in your mindset. Remember, nobody's perfect. It's okay to have moments of procrastination. What matters most is how you bounce back and keep moving forward. So, let's make a pact today to kick procrastination to the curb. Believe in yourself, take that first step, and watch how it transforms your life. You've got this. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs a motivation boost. Subscribe for more tips on personal development. Together, let's crush procrastination and achieve our goals. See you next time.
Shout out to the commission art team, and together they doing big things. And we're doing big things over here at 20 East. What would you do? The question is, if your significant other don't like you being friends with your ex, what would you do?
First of all, good afternoon to you, brother.
Good afternoon.
How's it going?
It's going good. You didn't know that was coming, did you? I know the title said good vibes, but you know when I get something, got something on my mind, I come on here and do it.
Yeah, it's a real good topic. It's a conversation that a lot of us need to have. Now, depending on the situation, if you're single, then I don't see it really being a problem if you all are friends. Okay, if you're friends. Now, if you're dating someone or you're married to someone, I don't think it's appropriate to be interacting with your ex as far as like hanging out or going out to lunch dates or anything. Seeing them, period, physically is a no in my book. Now, if you're Facebook friends, that's one thing. Because you're at a distance, it's virtual, you're not interacting. But like going out, hanging out, lunch dates and stuff like that's a no. That would be disrespectful to the person that you moved on with. And the thing about it is you're with that, you put it like this. If you were meant to be with that person, it would have worked out. Okay. You wouldn't be with the new person that you're with now. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the person that you're with now, because you moved on. Evidently, you felt you were ready to move on, being that you are with a new girlfriend or a new boyfriend or whatever. You have someone new in your life. So why are you dipping back in the past? Why are you reaching back in the past? I think you're having a nostalgia moment. I think it's just that little voice in your head saying, "What if?" or "Did I let did I let the one get away?" Yeah. So it's in my book, man. It's inappropriate. It is.
I would like to write respect to Miss April Shower, Thug Life. What's going on, my brother? My sister, Miss April Shower, and I get your point. If you're single with your ex, you know what I'm saying? You're single and your ex.
But you also have to be careful with that, brother, because
once again,
if you're single, okay, hold on, let me finish. You're single, all right, and that person is your ex for a reason, all right. So if you're spending your time with that person and you're going out with that person and you're not allowing yourself to properly move on to meet new people, then that's not a good thing.
Yeah,
and then that's where get that you. It's almost like you're still in a relationship with that person.
Yeah, and then like you said, your ex is your ex for a reason. Okay, you're a guy, a woman, a male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you going out doing all this thing with your ex? Y'all supposed to be just friends. You give your ex, you send a mixed signal to them, and you got them thinking, "Oh, I got a chance to get back with this person, with you." That's the signal you're sending. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not a good idea to be friends with your ex and go out with them all the time. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause that mixed signal right there. Cause I know you know all my exes, right? You know just about all my exes I had.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never had no other contact with them. I got left from there.
When you moved on, you moved on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just E. What's
What's
going
going
on?
on, little sis? What's going on, E? What's going
Hey,
on?
Hey, good
I,
morning.
I,
Well, good afternoon to y'all.
I got to say this right here. Congratulations! I told you that live letter gonna get over 500 views, didn't I tell you?
Oh, did he get
Hmm.
in over 500 views?
It's over
Yes,
800.
it's
Okay.
over 800. Great job. Great job. That's how you
Thank
do
you.
it.
Thank you.
Salute to you, Silverback King. Salute to you, brother.
Silverback.
Silverback. Hey, Silverback. Salute to you. He asked some great questions. He's a great orator, in my opinion. He knows how to pull.
Yeah, and hey, but though when I wanted her to do it by herself, then I like, wait a minute, Silverback and her would be a good combination.
Oh yeah.
That's a good combination.
I like talking with Silverback. He has, like I said, he's a great orator.
Yeah, but what do you think about the subject I'm talking about?
It's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. You asked a lot of questions. Now, just to be fair, when I was trying to join, it doesn't allow me to hear on my
Yeah.
phone. So I may have missed some tidbits, but for the most part, I don't think it depends on the situation that you're in with your ex. Like you were saying, if you don't have a child together, should you be friends with your ex? And I disagree. Oh, I got an echo. Can you guys
Yeah.
hear the echo?
Is hold up. I muted up to see if it was me.
Okay. Can I? Nope. I still. Okay. There it is. Okay. I don't think it's a good idea when you are if you don't have any ties to that person, to your ex. I don't see it as a good idea to be friends with your ex and you're in a new relationship. I wouldn't personally feel comfortable with my the person I'm with conversating with their ex if they don't have anything vested, meaning if they don't have a child or something like that. I would feel a little bit uncomfortable with, them having talks, her being able to call, whenever, and they're just talking, kikiing it up. I don't think that's being jealous or anything. I just don't think that, if we're trying to build a relationship, you can't still be, talking to your ex when we're trying to build a relationship. That's just my opinion.
Then what if your ex still has feelings for you, and you know it, and you're still going out with them, and you don't have nothing keep y'all together, like a child and a child together.
I wouldn't do that. And that's the very reason why I wouldn't do it. If that my ex still has feelings for me, then I wouldn't do that. If especially if I'm not feeling that way and I'm with someone else, I have moved on. I'm not gonna string you along.
Yeah, and just like I said, and and some men and women say, "Oh, he or she is secure because you talk to a male or female quote unquote friend."
I I have
And,
male friends.
yeah, but this what I was saying. It's something about that. Yeah, you can have, yeah, male to female can be friends, but that friend got to know the boundaries.
Absolutely.
They got to know the boundaries. And if you don't set that boundary with your ex, you can't be friends. Cause just like if they got a child together, that woman may use that child against that man. The man might say go out there and spew some negativity about the woman. That is not true. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing people fail to realize about exes. They your exes for a reason. Why did y'all break up? And some men and women don't think about that. Some
I,
men and women don't think about that.
I agree. Sometimes women or men keep your ex around just in case. They like, some people don't like to be alone. I have friends like that who they still talk to their ex because at any point they break up with the person they with now, they like to backtrack. They don't like to be alone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like I said, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's going to cause confusions. Even if you're single, you're not going to be able to heal. Because when you in transition from a relationship, you break up or whatever, you're in the healing process.
Mm-hmm.
So you need time alone to heal. You need time alone to get, and you also need to get out and meet new people. Move on. If the relationship, for you to have broken up with that person and ended that relationship, something wasn't right. You weren't happy. So you left the relationship. So why would you backtrack into something or get back into something that you weren't happy, a situation that you weren't happy? Move on. And so to be cordial, if you run into each other at the grocery store or if you run into each other at Walmart, something like that, be cordial. Not, yeah, that's cool. But to be talking on the phone, hanging out, going to the movies, going out for drinks, having lunch together. I mean, come on. You're doing yourself a disservice. You really are.
I agree.
And X could be, you might have one of them lunatics X. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason you broke up with him or her. Driving by your house, stalking you, leaving you messages on your voicemail, bringing you gifts, flowers, and some men and women don't get the picture that I left you, and I don't want to be with you, but yet you're going out hanging out with them. Now, how's that? See, if an ex did that to somebody else, what kind of message that sending? See, especially if you got a child together and she's not letting her see it because you playing the child against her, you're not only hurting that man who wanted to take care of that child, you're hurting that child. Not only mean if you doing something dirty to your child's mother, you're not only hurting that mother, you're hurting that child. And that's where exes for a reason. Because you can't get. I know it's kind of like, oh, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for her. You know how some people are, don't you? They feel sorry for their exes because they say, oh, I know where he or she came from, whatever. And the ex come give that sad story just to hang around. But like y'all said, you can't. You gotta. If you're in a relationship with somebody else, you gotta think about the person you're in a relationship with, not your ex. Because if you think about your ex, what you're doing in a relationship that you're with somebody else with for anyway. And then you friend with your ex, and he or she texting you, calling you 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and let's just say y'all don't live together, and it so happen your ex texts you, and the one you're with sees that text. Good morning, baby. I love you, baby. How you explain that? It's hard to explain, ain't it? Anybody can hop in. Anybody can hop in anytime.
You just said a lot. Armando, what do you think? I'm gonna let you speak first.
Hmm. That's a catch-22. That's
You know how I
uh
am. You know how I am. I throw some twist in there like a mug. You already know
okay.
that.
Okay. Repeat the question one more time. Repeat it one more time, man. Repeat it one more
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Okay, because it's a loaded question, but repeat it one more time.
Right? Right.
You know, I always you already know I always have a loaded question somewhere. Your ex, you don't live with your significant other, right? That you're with, and your significant other over there, and your ex texts you, good morning, good afternoon, baby, sweetheart, whatever, and says I love you, and your significant other sees the text, big man and woman sees the text come through your phone. How do you explain that? Respect Jersey Hood.
Good afternoon to you, Jersey Hood. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. Salute to everyone that's coming in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button for my little bro. In order for that to happen, say if I've moved on, I'm in a new relationship or whatever, and my phone is laying on the counter. I'm using the restroom or whatever, and it goes off, and my ex texts me something like that. Well, that means that I am guilty of I've done something I ain't had no business doing. I mean, you know, I'm interacting with my ex in a way that I shouldn't be interacting with her. Now, the woman that you're with now, she has a decision to make. I think that can be resolved by, a talk, communication, or whatever, and get an understanding. Okay, well, you don't need to be dealing with your ex anymore. But also, however, you do have these women out here playing games. Men do it too. They'll text and act like something is going on when it's really not going on. So it's like, that's why I say it's a catch-22 if you're the female. Okay, say like if my ex texts me and I'm in a relationship with E, okay, and E see the phone and she see the text or whatever, okay, then at that point in time, yeah, the natural reaction, E's gonna be pissed. And she's gonna curse me out, she's gonna get angry or whatever. But there's always that thought that's gonna be there. Is that possibility that the ex could be playing games.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you break up with someone, you don't change your phone number. Some people do. Some people, and it's a good idea too. But if you are in a certain profession and you use that number for business, you can't be changing it, just changing it on the fly like that. You can't do it. So that's why I say it's a catch-22. That's where communication and your relationship, the strength of your relationship is going to be tested. It's going to be tested then, because at that point in time, she will have to, okay, she's going to natural reaction. She's going to be angry. She's going to be upset. But at the same time, she also have to take into consideration, well, females do play games. And there is that strong possibility that this could be a play that the ex is running to try to get inside the head of the new girlfriend.
Okay. Okay. Oh, everybody get through. I got a twist to it though. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, I said this is true. You also have to look at like what Armando was saying. How long have they been in that relationship? This new person. And usually when you get into a relationship with someone, unless you just not that type of person that's transparent, usually you will tell somebody about your ex. and why you not with your ex anymore. So if there's a backstory, if that text came and I understood the backstory or the history of this other person, then it might not necessarily be an argument like Armando was saying. It might be a play. So it's just, how good are you at communicating with your new boo about your ex boo?
Respect to Miss Baker, Kevin, Foolish and Hitman. Respect to y'all. B Rob.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can y'all hear me well?
Yes. Yeah.
How y'all doing today? Oh yeah, I was just listening to what he was talking about. Black was talking about. If you in a relationship, and your ex still trying to bother you, mess you up. Maybe that ex is trying to ruin that relationship, your current or present relationship, out of jealousy, trying to ruin you and trying to ruin your relationships, trying to see if you really got, committed to your future, with your, how can I put it, with your current relationship, or the ex just bitter and wish that, I'm gonna say in a man's point of view, maybe she just jealous because she wish she could have done something to keep that individual and failed to do it. And as I was in that situation and I was talking with my ex, I'm like, Black, I'll be guilty. It's called X for a reason. It's called X for a reason. Why you want to go back to something that you didn't make work out? Why you want to go back to that same problem what you got out of? That's what's wrong with all of us humans, human beings, and all this in a relationship. We always get into a relationship, and then all of a sudden, an ex call back. We trying to go back to it. If things don't go right with the girlfriend we got now, things don't go right. She don't do what you used to doing with your last girlfriend or whatever. We go back to the ex. The ex like, oh, I used to do that to you all the time when you were having problems and stuff, and your girlfriend can't do that.
Yeah.
And the problem. So we got, so we got to move on from that. We just got to have a stronger will to keep the current relationships positive, because exes are just trying to drive a wedge in your current relationship, and we got to learn how to get over our exes and move on with our future girlfriends or whatnot. Hold on for a minute. I mute up.
Respect to my Cali sister, Monique Hill. You got another Cali person in the chat, E.
She from Cali?
Yeah, she from Cali.
You from the north? You from the Bay or the South?
Yeah, you know what? You notice when I said I had a twist to that? What I just asked, that question I just asked. You remember when I said that?
Mm-hmm.
See, it all depends. When your ex texts you, it's not, and if your ex texts you, you don't respond. But if you respond with back and forth text message with your ex, that's the twist. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then, if your ex texts you all that right there, if you don't respond, don't text me no more. I'm in a relationship. If you don't nip it in the bud right then, that's a problem.
Yeah, it could be.
You see what she said? She said South Central.
Central. From LA. From LA
See,
to the Bay.
yeah. And the thing is, that's what people fail to realize. Do not be wrong.
Oh, I thought I did. Hold on.
Hey, Miss Baker. Salute to you.
That if your ex texts you good morning, I love you, all that, you're supposed to nip it in the bud. Am I right, E?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cause if you don't nip it in the bud, and your significant other sees that you didn't nip it in the bud, I don't care, man or woman, you're in trouble. They're gonna start an argument. What are you trying to? What are you trying to do?
Right.
What are you trying to do? See, and especially with a woman see that a man doing that, and like I said before, the man would sit back and let a woman fight over over him, his ex, and his current girlfriend. But they don't see the problem, do they? They don't
Uh,
see the problem.
no, and that's not all men. That's some men. That's
Some
immature.
men, yeah.
Yeah.
And even vice versa, there's some women. How many people we know that had got jumped, beat up because of their ex?
Right.
Bro, plenty. Some of us still bitter.
Some people just like toxic relationships and trauma.
Yeah, and that's what it is, toxic relationship. And some exes feel be like, oh, they see how they the one they let go are doing, especially they doing great, especially they doing great.
Salute to you, foolish the hitman. What did Bev? Is it the Bev be? He said, what did he say? First, you need to leave your ex doing X alone completely. No phone calls, no text, no contact at all. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Me too. Definitely. Absolutely.
It's not good. I mean, if you like everybody keeps saying they your ex for a reason, but some people are just toxic, and that's unfortunate, but you need to cut them off, especially when you first getting with or developing a new relationship. Those first 3 to 6 months is like, you getting to know your new person, your new relationship. You don't need to be talking to nobody. You need to be communicating, talking to them, getting to know them, letting them know about, some past situations, but definitely not dealing with your ex at all.
Especially if you have, say, your ex and y'all have a child together. Do you invite your ex over to see your child while your significant other's there?
That's a different situation.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, but I know that's a different situation. But do you?
Yes,
absolutely.
That's the child's parent.
Yeah.
You need to.
I mean, come on, bro. That's not the same thing.
But this what I said. Look into it now. Look into it. Follow me here. There's some exes. Know you got a new person in your life. You got a child together. They feel some type of way that the other person been around their child. You see what I'm saying? And let's just say, from a man's point of view, that man didn't want nothing to do with the child in the beginning until she got with another man. All of a sudden, he want to come around, spend time with the child. That's okay. But at the same time, he's coming to spend time with the child for a whole different reason.
But that's manipulation. So that's again a different scenario.
Yeah.
Can I answer that before you, bro? Before I drop down, man, because I'm still working, bro. Maybe that ex-boyfriend, man, is jealous because the new boyfriend is doing better than the ex, and he feeling some type of way. That's what beta males do. If you ain't do your job while you was with that person, even though you do have a kid from that woman, and you ain't do your job right, and your woman don't approve of what you done, It's over and done with. And the man that came before him doing better than what he did, yeah, he'll feel some type of way about it. Then he want to go out there and be a better father, trying to make the new boyfriend feel bad. And that's some beta ass shit right there. It's weak because he don't want to be outstaged by the future boyfriend that she have. And he'll do anything in his power to make that man's life miserable or try to intimidate him. But the new boyfriend will stand his ground and say, I'm a better man than you are, and I'm gonna take care of your child because you ain't do it better. So that's why I call stepfathers to replace the freaking deadbeat. That's my opinion on that.
Okay.
What y'all think?
Okay. If now let me go first on this. If the birth father has been gone for like 5 or 6 years, then yeah, I can understand your point. But if it's a situation where the birth father has been around, been paying child support, has been coming to pick the kids up on the weekends or whatever, just because you got a new boyfriend, you can't deprive your kids of having a relationship with their birth father or their birth mother. You can't do that because you think you're hurting the other parent when you're actually hurting the child, especially if it's a little girl involved. The girls need their fathers in their lives. Okay, so you can't, like, when you have a child, it's not about you. It's not about you have to sacrifice, sometimes as a parent, you have to sacrifice your own happiness for your child. You have to, look, if it come down to it and there's, only enough food for the child and it's you and the child, you got to starve that night and the child eat. It's not about you when you bring a child in the world. It's about that child. And you will be doing that child a disservice if you isolate them from their birth father or their birth mother.
I wasn't meaning by that, Black. Of course, I'm going to let him involve because that's that man's kid. Ain't the problem about that. I'm not saying that I'm going to, take over. If he want to be around him, if the man want to be around his kid, go ahead. Go ahead, be a father to that child. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. At the end of the day, that's not my kid. That's that dude's kid. I'm not going to stop him or, him for seeing his son or daughter. All I was saying is that the only reason you coming over is for that reason, or you just coming back to reclaim that what you lost? I'm not going to stop you from doing anything, especially when it comes to kids.
Well,
I'm just saying that's the only reason.
No, that's why I gave you two scenarios now. If it's a situation where, if you ain't been in your kid's life for 4 or 5 years, you are a freaking deadbeat. Over a year, in my opinion, you a deadbeat. Because these kids, that's a child. They are babies. They can't fend for themselves. So no matter what's going on between you and the mother or you and the father, you remain in that child's life. Remember, it's not about you anymore. It's about that child. I don't care if she's moved on and she's dating a guy that's making more money than you, driving a better car than you, and looks better than you. You remain in those kids' life. You go over there and you see your kid. It's about your kid. When you and the mother break up and y'all are not together anymore, it's about the kid. It ain't about your feelings. You going over there and you getting triggered because you see the mother on the couch with her new boyfriend and she looking good, hair looking good and everything. She don't, body banging a little bit better, looking better than she was when she was with you. It ain't about you. You have to take it. You have to take it and be there for your children. And vice versa. If you are a single mother and these kids' father done moved on with a better looking woman, with a woman that's just better for their father, making their father happy, You can't get mad and weaponize those kids against their father. You can't do that. It's not right because you're hurting the children, not him.
You right about that, Armando. And then I don't care the father or the mother. I don't care who got custody of the children or the child. It always say, I don't want my child around the current girlfriend or the current boyfriend. Like you said, you're not hurting that person, you're hurting that child. And we know that some, like he said, some toxic relationship that it happens.
Now, can I add something? I will say this. Okay. Once again, it's about the children. And if you moved on and you're the custodial parent, single mother and single father, you meet someone, you get in a relationship with a new person. You don't invite the damn person over there to the house around your kids on the second day or the third day you met them. Don't do that. Don't be bringing these strange men around your kids. Go out with them, get to know them, have them checked out. Have them checked out because remember, you want to know who you're having around your kids. Because if this is someone you plan to be in a long-term relationship, you plan to date, they make you happy or whatever, you got to make sure that they're suitable to be around your children. First thing first, you do a background run on them. You do a background check on them and make damn sure they ain't got no kind of sex crime or domestic violence or, you know what I'm saying, sex offender charge on their background. You check them out thoroughly before you allow them around your kids. I'm saying somewhere between 3 to 6 months. I'm not bringing you around my child at least 3 to 6 months. And I see it time and time again. These single mothers, they meet these dudes and they bring them home 2-3 days later around their daughters and around their sons. You don't know who you're letting in your house. This could be a monster in disguise. You don't know who you're bringing around your kids.
That's so true. And you also don't. Oh, go ahead, Dietrich.
Oh, it go the opposite way too, especially with some of these women that they may be bringing around their children.
Yeah, absolutely. They could be crazy, psycho.
How many times have you seen, just like Armando was saying, how many times have you brought, I have girlfriends that used to bring dudes around they kids and they just met them.
Mm-hmm.
They are calling, that's your daddy. That's not your damn, that's not they daddy. That's not they uncle. That's not nothing to them. You don't, you're not supposed to be doing things like that. That's absolutely correct. You should be getting to know that person beforehand. Now you also should, and this is my opinion, I don't know what you guys think. If that person, after you've gotten to know the person that you're dating and you have a child, and then you bring your child around that person and your child feels some type of way about that the person you're dating, what do you do? Are you still going to be with that person despite how your child feels?
That's a good doggone question.
Can I ask you that?
Yeah, hold on. See, one.
Go ahead.
That's why you got to sit down with your child and ask them why do they feel that way, and you got to make a decision. And sometimes you got to go with your child in that decision. But then your child might feel that some type of way about that new guy, new girl that you dating because they biological dad or mom, or what they been saying. See what I'm saying? Cause,
Mm-hmm.
cause you gotta be there for your child. You gotta, like I said, you gotta sit down and listen to them, ask them why they feel that way, and where they get it from. It's just like some family members. Some family members, do guy, they might like your ex, but don't like the new guy, and they might be talking smack about the new guy to make the child feel some type of way, and coerce the child to tell his mom or dad, "Hey, I don't like that guy. I don't like that girl." You see what I'm saying? So you got to vet your child to see what's really going on.
No, that's a good answer. I asked that because sometimes, kids have a sixth sense. They can feel if a person is genuine, especially if they're a younger child, right? I get what you're saying, what's motivating it. If they really want their parents to be back together, and they may have that opposition because they really want mom and dad to be together and they don't want no new person in their life. I get that part, but I'm talking about like little kids who just, they have that sense about them. And no matter how many times you brought this person around, they are resistant or reluctant to even speak or be around that child. What would you do? Or be around that other person, what would you do? And I think B Rob wanted to say something.
Yeah, can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. What I was saying, back to what D2 talking about the kid. If the kid don't like who the mother's dating, because kids, people don't understand. Never underestimate a child. A child sees everything that a grown person really don't see, because maybe that man might be doing some crazy crap behind the mother's back, maybe stealing something, feeling some type of way, disrespecting her, respecting the mother's child, respecting the kid. And then all of a sudden, when the mama come back home, his whole personality changed, like he's a lovey-dovey guy in front of her. But when her back is turned, he is evil monster. And then when he leaves or whatever he got going on, the kid will go out there and talk to her mom and be like, "Hey, I don't like this guy. He don't like me. He called me a piece of garbage. He don't like me. He's like, I'm just here for your mother. I ain't studying you. You ain't my kid." But the mother don't believe him. But the mother don't believe him. But rather be with the dude. There's a lot of mothers out there do that. They will pick the man over their child, and that's why some of these kids, be so confused and conflicted, and because some of the mothers pick a man over a child. I always tell any woman I date, if you want to do something like that, like let's just say for example, I want to take you out to dinner, and she'll say no, I gotta be there for that kid. I'll say, okay, do it, good. I always put your kids first. You never put no man over no kid, and don't put no woman over no kid. Always be with your kids. I can wait till later. Whatever you get through with that kid, then come talk to me. Never put your loved ones over your children. Never.
But I understand what you said, B. Rod, and he had a good point. That man and woman could be the best thing that happened to that man and woman. But a child gonna want their mom and dad together. And like you said, a child is smarter than we think they are. That would make up something about that man and woman that is not true. And then the mom and dad believe that child, then come and find out the child lied, and that man and woman done moved on to somebody else. Silverback.
Is that Silverback?
Yeah, Silverback.
What's going on, Silverback, big man? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, y'all? D Truth,
What's going on?
what's going on, little bro? B
Salute.
Rock headed to go pick the kid up from school. They get out early. So, tomorrow's their last day of school for the holidays. So,
So what you got? What you say about this?
man, I can relate to this. Is that me or y'all? One of y'all?
Probably be wrong.
Okay. Oh, okay. I can't hear that. I can relate to this in real life because my daughter's mom and I were not together at the time of her demise, but we were friends. Um, but we kept everything co-parent. We were best friends. Really, we were best friends. She was with a guy, or dating a guy, however you want to call it. He was, he was very, sorry, y'all. He was very insecure. He was very insecure um, about the whole situation. But I mean, he wasn't gonna say anything to me. You know what I mean? But I just thought it was.
Hey,
I
look
just
how
thought
big you is. Would you say things? Hey, Silverback. Look how big you is. Would you say anything to you? Hey, you think anybody saying anything to him?
No.
he piled it on again.
No, Silverback would have crushed that dude.
but the dude, man. But here's the thing, though. She explained to the guy, look, that's my daughter's father. He's a great man. We're great friends. It's not gonna work out as in a relationship wise, whatnot. But I was the type of person. I mean, we were friends to the point to where if she lacked in anything, I didn't have a problem with helping her out in anything. I was, because I was a father first. You know what I mean? And my daughter lived back and forth with us, with me and with her back and forth. If she lacked in anything, money wise, needed help with anything, I was there to help. It wasn't any funny business in between because my heart was pure. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of women they don't understand that, and in a lot of cases it causes problems. You know, um, so it at her, and I'm just telling y'all a story a little bit about myself because at her funeral, I spoke at her funeral. You see what I'm saying? That's how close we were. And she has two other kids from a previous relationship, and to this day, I'm a father figure to them. You see what I'm saying? My daughter has two older sisters. So I'm a father figure to them. So I think that in today's time, that men and women who are in those types of situations, in situations to where they come in contact with an ex, um, I think B Rob, I believe you said an ex is an ex. There's a reason why you're an ex, but I think there has to be boundaries set. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes if you're mature enough, you don't have to set those boundaries. You already know you're not gonna, especially if you're with someone. You know, um, that's my whole thing with that. If you're in a relationship and there's kids involved, the kids have to be in the forefront. You know what I mean? The, they have to be the focus, not the adults. Because in the long run, just like Armando said, the kids are the ones that are going to be hurt. They're going to be hurt if something is, what's transpired, So, and it's a great discussion, man. I mean, I can go on and on and on for this, but I mean, I'm speaking from experience, so.
Don't worry about it. It's gonna be part 2 tonight.
All right.
It's gonna be a part two. Cause since this the PG version, this the PG version, y'all. This the PG version. This part just part one. And like you said, your ex is your ex for a reason. And sometimes your ex is not fully uh how well we put it, dope about the situation. Respect Queen, respect Tony. And somebody from that relationship, whether you got a child or not, or whether you have a child or don't have a child, somebody got to be adult. So, do you expect your ex to be adult, or you gonna be the adult?
That's why I was saying, someone has to be the adult in the situation and put pride and ego and maybe hurt feelings aside, because in the long run, you know, there's people involved that's going to be involved that you don't want to be involved. That's your kids.
Yeah, and it's like this right here. Just like I said, you got those family members, right? That love the heck out of your ex, and you got a good guy, got a good woman that doing the adult things. Y'all get along just great. For some reason, some of your relatives don't like them, but it ain't your relatives that got to live with them, go out with them, spend time with them. Go ahead. See, that's the thing people fail to realize that somebody got to be adult in that situation. How many times have you had a girlfriend or boyfriend that your parents didn't like or your relatives didn't like as a grown up? E,
Oh, um,
you knew that was coming, didn't
I didn't. I
you?
didn't. I mean, I had a couple of relationships that my mom didn't like for whatever reason. But my most recent, well, I'll go back. My mom didn't. If you guys hear that alarm, I apologize. The battery is. I gotta change the battery in the alarm. But my mom didn't like my husband at first, but she, for whatever reason, she just had a different vibe for him. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was my relationship. Um, and I knew who he was for me and to me. And I had to respectfully, disagree with my mother. And she, eventually she saw the light. She it was she he wasn't the exact type of person that she thought I should be with, but it's not her decision. So, I had to respectfully, disagree with my mother. But we still 18 years strong. So, I think I made the right choice, and she admitted she was wrong.
Yeah, you're right. So sometimes you got to make a decision for yourself and forget what your family think. But sometimes a mother and father, they just want the best for their child, right?
Absolutely.
And and sometimes we as their children, sometimes we hard headed. Sometimes we hard headed because I know there's probably a whole lot of relationship parents had told their daughters and sons that girl or man is not the one for you. They still went on ahead with that relationship, and it wasn't good for
Right.
them. And
I had more so my brothers
mhm,
were so better at, you know, telling me who wasn't right and who was right. Now they were spot on. They knew
yeah,
what they knew what they was talking about.
yeah, cause but so with like a woman, female who has brothers, the guys cannot BS the brothers. They can see through it. You see what I'm saying? They can think just like sisters. How many times have you told your brothers about a girl without knowing what her other stuff going on, that you see something wrong with her, that you told your brother and that you was spot on? Respect lady I talk. You see what I'm saying? Cause like I said, exes are exes for a reason. And sometimes you gotta leave the ex in the rearview mirror. Especially if you want to better yourself. Especially if an ex is not doing what he or she's supposed to be doing and bringing you down, and y'all not building. And what they're saying, I can do bad by myself.
Right. Right. I think
And go ahead.
you definitely have to it's levels to it. So I mean, if they're ex, it depends on the ex. Just like you saying, if you're an ex but you guys share children or a child, that's a little bit of a different scenario, right? Unless they just downright toxic, or not in that child's life for whatever reason for long lengths of time, then there's communication to be had. There's situations that have to be addressed with that person. But if they just your ex, you was just with them, you don't have no ties per se, then I think, you got to separate if you're moving on to someone else.
How's everybody doing?
Hey, how you
Feeling
doing?
good. What's going on with you, Tony?
Hey, you know why most people, family members, friends tell you hey, this person, that person is not good for you? They see the tendency, the trend of people you hang out with and the trend of people you date.
I can see that.
So a lot of times when we date somebody, we have in our mind set up what we want in a person, and we tend to go after that. And it always and sometimes it's good and sometimes it fails. So when your family members or your friends, your brothers and sisters, they say, "Hey, listen, I don't think that person right there going to be good for you. Or, hey, look, you need to stay away from that person." It's because they see your trend of folks, and they see the step ladder, as you could say, that you've dated this person before, just with a different name or a different shape or a different different with a different lipstick. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but and your family members see that, and they try to keep you clear of that, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, that's the sign of insanity.
Yeah, you're right. And then another flip side of that, Tony, is that how some of them say, "Oh, he or she not good for you." Tell you that your ex that wasn't good for you. I don't care, man or woman. Sometimes because they want to get with
There goes that damn rabbit hole again.
I know.
them. You
I
stepped
just,
right on it. You stepped right on in it.
hey, D, I just got here, man. I mean, you got to warm up. I mean, I don't work the 12-hour shift and just waking up, and you took me right down that damn rabbit hole right as soon as I get on this plane.
Hey, Silverback.
Hey,
You should know about that.
hey, Tony, you already know, bro.
Hey, you knew that was coming.
It was. Hey, look, I knew you were saving something.
Don't I always?
Yeah, you just wait until the right person get on here on the panel with you, and you just throw their butt down there. And that comment is so true. A lot of people, if you got the brother or sisters, or even some of these folks' parents, they do try to get with the people you with. So they don't care. I mean, some of them don't care, but that is a small percentage. But at the end of the day, your family look out for you, and they're gonna tell you. And if they, the truth is real. If somebody tell you the truth and you see your reaction, nah, man, she different, man, or he different, man, and then you like, then coming to find out a couple of months later, you're in the same argument that you had with somebody else.
That's so true.
Respect the diamond shooter. Respect my sister, my New Yorker sister right there. And like I said, your ex is ex for a reason. No matter what the reason is, no matter y'all have children together or a child together, no matter what, they're your ex for a reason.
But if you are still dating people that's just like your ex and the ex before that, you still dating the same person, huh?
Yeah. Go ahead, E.
So true. That's so true. And I respect the Tony. The way you put that was pretty much spot on. And that's pretty much how my mother felt. But she was looking at more of the aesthetic, my type, not necessarily the person. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, she was looking at the type because I have a type. And so, she was looking at the type, and just so happened that type kind of like mimicked, past relationships that weren't necessarily positive, but she didn't know his characteristic. So that was just a judgment call on her part, unfortunately. But I definitely agree with what you said wholeheartedly.
And only reason why, that kind of hits home with me a little bit, because the last 2 relationships, I dated the same person with different names and different birthdays, and didn't see it until folks start, and you try to keep people out your relationship as much as you can. But as soon as you introduce them to your family gonna be in your relationship regardless.
Yep.
And you can't, you don't have to tell them about an argument, because they're gonna see it on your face. They know how you are. They know how you respond to things, or with your facial expression. As you come there fake as all get up and be like, yeah, everything good, you know what I'm saying? But then knowing you just had an argument. And my last 2 relationships again was damn near the same, and I didn't see it at first, because all the thing I wanted was for somebody for me. So, and after after a while, it was okay. Yeah, y'all right. We arguing over the same thing I just argued with this woman about. Y'all, we don't fighting about this, that, and the third. It's just on a different level now.
Yeah.
Oh, I got another twist to it now.
Uh-oh.
I got another twist to it.
If you don't stop Googling these twists.
Okay. Y'all was in a relationship, guy and woman in a relationship. They started a business together, and they broke up. How do y'all coexist in the business, and one still had the feeling for the other one? I want everybody's opinion on this one.
I'm gonna give my opinion right quick, because I'm out here in the country, y'all, way in the country, so I'm gonna lose the signal. Man, I'm out here the sticks, boy.
Hey, look, if you see the crosses out there, you know what to do, don't you?
Hey, man, hey, so I'm gonna call y'all.
Hey,
We
listen,
can't help you.
when you start seeing the numbers of us start going down,
Hey, where I'm at, Tony, where I'm at, bro. The numbers of us are.
Jake.
But I mean, but all due fairness, man, it's a good community though. But still, man. but let me say this here. When he got the scenario with the business, is that me or y'all? Can you hear? Okay. When you got the scenario with the business, and you're in business with an ex, think again, boundaries have to be set. But it's always going. Me, I'm saying that, but that's very, 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 very hard to, because old feelings come back and play. Maybe I'm just speaking my opinion, but boundaries have to be set. A lot of times, whenever you are in business together, you can delegate certain things so that way you don't have to directly deal with your ex, but you have to deal with them eventually. But you don't have to just be one-on-one or whatever. You don't have to constantly deal with them because you can delegate people around you to help out with your business. But it has to, once again, it has to be some boundaries set. And it's one of those things that, you got to be careful.
Then what if your current? Oh, go ahead. I got another part to add to it. Go ahead, E.
wait. Listen, D Truth, you already been told. Ask one question, let everybody answer it, and then ask the second question. You can't be. Listen, you can only do about 2-3 rabbit holes at one time. Okay,
Man, he got a buckshot of rabbit holes.
man. So here, when it comes to relationship and business, or just working with your partner, your ex-partner, whatever have you, like my man was saying, Mr. Shooter, you have to have boundaries at the beginning because you never know how that relationship's going to end. So when you turn around and say, hey, we're going to start this business together. Hey, listen, if anything happens, we still got to pay our bills. We still got to make this organization grow because other people are dependent on us because it's our business. When you turn around and your relationship affects your business, then you got to let it go. You got to let it go because, again, other people are dependent on it. If it's not your children, it's your coworkers or the people that work under you. So you have that has to actually be put in black and white. It's got to be written down. Because if it's not, it's going to turn around and it's going to bite you in the butt.
Yep. E.
Yep. I agree with what Tony is saying. Has anybody? I'll give you a scenario. Has anybody heard of the Neelys? They had the little food show Down Home with the Neelys on the cooking channel.
I heard of it.
The Neelys.
The Neelys. They had a very famous. They had a barbecue restaurant or joint in, I think, Memphis. And essentially, they were on the Food Network. They got discovered by the Food Network. They had this show on the Food Network. They did this whole mirage about, they were cooking at home. The whole little thing was centered around their home and family, their children. They had an extended blended family. They cooking, doing all these wonderful meals together, all lovey-dovey, this, that, and the other, right? Turns out after being on the Food Network, I think for like 7 seasons, they split. But the rumor was they weren't together. that whole time they were doing that show as a married, quote unquote, married couple, they were actually on the brink of, they were separated. They didn't like each other. They didn't want to be around each other too much. But the moral is, like Tony was saying, they did it for the, having this business together. Obviously they had people working for them, their family members. They had to conduct business together and keep that situation afloat. At any point, if they would have talked about, divorcing or having problems, then that whole cooking show would have went awry. People wouldn't buy into it. People were, attracted to the fact that they were married, this Black couple, they were loving life, loving family, doing all this stuff. But they kept it together on TV for everybody else. But they were totally, they were not together at all on the back end. So, I mean, it could be done, but you gotta, both people have to be on board to do it. But it only lasted so long. At a certain point, they just couldn't do it anymore. I think the wife, she ended up saying, this was too much for her. She wasn't in love with them, and they split. And as soon as the rumors got out that they weren't together, the show went downhill. So it can be done, but
it can.
If you have a common goal, if you can't, then you need to figure out how to dissolve the business or separate the business. But again, you have people working for you that are dependent on you for their livelihood as well, so you have to think about all those things.
Yeah. And on that note, we're going to take a commercial break, and I got another scenario we got to put in there. You already know me. Commercial break coming up.
Hey, you guys, I had to make a correction, you guys. This is a saying that Armando says all the time. I can't do it quite like him, but you can see the other design I created at the bottom. But he says, it sounds good. It sounds good. But in real life, though, I can't do it like Armando. He's the original king behind that. So I hope you guys like my designs. These are going to go on cups and t-shirts. So don't forget to hit that like button, post notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for supporting me and loving me. April Showers. Thank you, D Truth. Thank you, Renrock TV. Thank you, Armando Black. Thank you, B Rob. Thank you, Dr. Silverback Luther King. Thank you, ETV. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you to all those people that have accepted me. I truly appreciate you. Thank you.
Respect and shout out to Together and the Commission Not team. They're doing big things. And the twist is, what if your significant other is not happy you and your ex still in business together and feel some type of way? What do you do?
I missed
Say that
that
question one
last
more time.
part. Yeah.
I said, what if you with a new person, right? And they know you're in business, but you didn't tell them that you're in business. You and your ex is business partner, and they find out. What do you do then?
You've got to be honest at the beginning. That's going to ruin your relationship right then and there because you wasn't honest at the beginning. You have to be transparent and 100% at the beginning. But if you don't tell them at the end and you find out at the end, yeah, I mean, this is my business partner. That's all it is. And you do have these people that are jealous. And they're going to be like, well, you have to do this, or, I don't know if I could do. Well, if they go, they go. You can't handle that. You can't stand in the way with it. That's their decision.
I would say, why didn't they let them know up front? That seems that you're trying to deceive for whatever reason. Why wouldn't you, if it's just a business partner, just because you guys are exes and you guys have a business together, why wouldn't you say anything up front? It
Yeah,
seems hiding something.
you're right. And especially inventory night. They'll do inventory, and y'all live together. You got a date. It's like, oh, I can't go because I got to do inventory. What do you think going through that guy's or that woman's mind?
Yeah.
Especially that guy, that woman knows your ex still have feelings for you.
I would say it like this. If that's the case, then you have trust issues, unfortunately. So you need to reevaluate the relationship. And then, if you feel like that, or some women, why not go? You got inventory. Well, you need my help. Let me go over there and help you. I ain't got no problem coming over and helping with the inventory.
You're right. If you offered that help, they said, oh, we got it. You got a problem. Why you don't want to let me come and help you and your ex do your inventory on your business? Why is that a problem?
But see, that goes to you have set that transparency at the beginning of the relationship. And if you can do that, if you do that, not if you do that, then that trust will be there. I mean, you go further than that and be like, hey, what if you have this business that you got to travel together and your spouse can't go? She's going to have to trust you. But if you don't tell her that at the beginning, or tell him that at the beginning, then that's when all the fights and arguments come out.
Yeah.
That's when the oh, I gotta, you going on another business trip with that person? Why every month you got to go on a business trip?
The question
Right.
be like, why can't they go do it on their own?
And the one thing that you hate to do is you got to that most people, and I'm gonna put myself in that most people. The one thing I hate to do is have to defend myself against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
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 And when it comes to my business, when it comes to, and I don't have a business, but when it comes to anything, is I have to defend myself with with the person I'm in a relationship with over something that would that's going to be detrimental to your future.
Yeah, and that's right there. Like you said, Tony. You said, everybody else said here. Is it comes down to trust. If you don't tell your significant other that you and your ex or your business together from the jump, you might have some problems.
Right.
Cause they're gonna be thinking, okay, why you tell me this before? Why I had to
It's
find out for something? Why I had to? And then to make things worse, y'all in the same circle of friends, but you ain't talking about the business partner, which is your ex, and they found out for somebody else. That makes it worse. Hearing it from somebody else, don't that make it worse?
yeah, sure do.
Yeah, it does.
But it's like this right here. I have no problem of telling people I got kids, but some men and women have an issue with telling people they got kids because how this world is today is that the people want people not to like they want somebody wants someone who is a virgin and never had sex. They want to be your first. It's 2023, dog. There ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? Us folks that's up in our 30s and 40s, we've been there. But some
Yeah,
people do have a problem of saying, that they have kids. So would and then they find out, oh, you got kids, and I think it's when they have younger kids, and they don't want to deal, and most people don't want to deal with the exes or the baby mamas or baby daddies other kids.
yeah,
And that's the same thing. And the question was asked, how do at the beginning you got to put it all out on the table and have that person make that decision if they're going to pursue this relationship or you're not what they want because of this, that, and the third that you've done over your lifetime.
yep. Cause you're not letting that person make that choice. You're making the choice for that person, and you wonder why that person had a feeling that she or he does. And yeah, we could say, oh, that person is insecure, but that person did give that other person a choice, didn't
Sure didn't.
they? Life is about choices. We are humans. We don't. Sometimes we got choices to make. I know Eve. Sometimes like, do I want to work out today? What would I want to pre prep meal choices? What do I want to wear today? How do I want to wear my hairstyle? Do I want to shave? Choices. But once you don't give a person a choice, you actually put especially if that person that you want to be with is a good person, a great person, you put yourself in a bad position.
Right.
How do you get out of that bad position? Let's say, like you said, a business trip. Okay, you come with me on a business trip. You like you said, you gonna come help me do inventory with us, just to put that person mind at ease. So when your ex, who your business partner, takes you 2 or 3 o'clock at nighttime, long as your ex know the boundaries and you know the boundaries, long as it's about business, the one that you with won't have no problem, and they be securing themselves that y'all are together.
But if you are transparent at the beginning, if you put yourself, lay it all out and be like, hey, listen, me and so, we have this business together. You know, when you start dating somebody, you go on your first date. Hey, how old are you? What you do for work? When that question comes up, hey, listen, oh, I do this for work. Me and my ex, we started a business together, and we're business partners. We're successful, or we're growing, or we're going through our growing pains, but we are business partners together. That eliminates all things right there. And most people are going to ask, well, what's your status? What's your relationship like? We're just business partners. We started this business together. People depend on us. We decided to keep it because it's better for us to keep it than try to sell ownership for one party or start all over again.
Yep.
100%.
Still, Jay, you need to cut it out.
Still Jay is down in the comments in the chat just going off.
Hey, but you know what? I cannot disagree with her on that one.
Right. What did you say? You probably want a chick with kids these days because a lot of these, oh, damn. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, I can't disagree with that comment. Then Diamond should have came back and said, communication is key, understanding and respect.
That's what I was going to say. Diamond Shooter, you are very correct. Just like Tony was saying, there's a level of transparency. I think people nowadays, or people in general, don't get to know each other in the beginning. Everything, these microwave relationships, and what I mean by that is you see somebody strictly as visual. You maybe spend a little bit of time. Nothing's like over. Nobody talks on the phone anymore, right? It's text. Or you want to go to dinner, you do these, a couple of dinners, then you want to jump in the bed with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's trying to get to know someone anymore. If you're not trying to get to know someone, communicating, having these talks and chats, then yeah, you're gonna get thrown off. You're gonna get, you might get shocked by, something that comes out later on, but you didn't put any time on the front end to get to know that person because y'all in these microwave dating relationships that occurs a lot right now.
And you're not being who you say you are.
Right, because it's so in that first part, those first intimate, those first meetings and happenings, you're trying to put your best foot forward. You're trying not to, look or say certain things. You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Because
somebody's preaching. Can I say something real quick before you ask that question, D?
I'm gonna make a statement. I wasn't gonna ask no questions this time.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tony.
Hey, listen. The best comment or the best thing I've ever heard was by my man Chris Rock. This is before he got slapped.
Why you had to bring that up?
Listen, Chris Rock says, you're not dating the true person for the first 6 months. You're dating a representative.
Exactly.
Do y'all remember him saying that?
Yeah. And that's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I always say. Tony, you know I said this. TV, you'll heard me say this. This rock that people call Earth. You might see actors on TV, Instagram, and all that, social media, whatever. But guess what? some people are acting around you. Cause what's the best way to get somebody to like you? Right?
To
You
be
go on the
somebody
first
you're
date.
not.
There you go. They're gonna show you who you want them to see. Once you see who you want to see, then all of a sudden, 6 months, 9 months, a year down the road, y'all been together. All of a sudden, you start seeing a different person.
Yep.
That's why they're your exes for a reason. Cause you didn't take time for yourself.
No, I think this generation or just, this time frame that we're in, everything is so quick. Everything is so visual, it's how do I say this? You don't there's not a lot of communication to be had. Like I said, you they text more than they talk to each other. And I've never, that's just odd to me because, text y- can be interpreted different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really not have people aren't having conversations. And I think I keep saying that just in everything that we've talked about on your show, it all boils down to communication, parenting, uh, relationships, just everything is communication. And I feel that's what is lacking most of the time in most of these scenarios. People don't know people because nobody takes the time to talk no more.
You're right.
Everybody
And
reacts, nobody talks.
yeah, and you're right. You're right about communication. And part of communication is understanding.
Yes, definitely getting an understanding.
If you
Absolutely.
don't if you don't get an understanding, then you're not communicating. Because you know how some people love to use some big words, trying to impress somebody, but don't know the doggone meaning to them, trying to impress the opposite, whatever. It doesn't work. Because if you communicate to your ex, be a man or a woman, you be a man or woman try to communicate to your ex. We cannot be friends. Don't text me. Don't call me. But best way to get rid of that right there, go and block your ex number.
Ooh,
Can
That'll
I say
get,
something?
go
I
ahead.
never had to block an ex's number. Maybe I just stirred away from toxic people. Maybe they just got what I was saying when I said it, but I've never had to block a person on my phone. To me,
Yeah,
that's insane. But I guess, people deal with toxic folks. But like I said, when I'm done, I'm done.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying. You got to communicate that with them, and make sure they understand. Then you know there's some exes out there that they understand, but they really don't care. So that's when you had to go to the next level of blocking their number.
That's some toxic mess. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yep. What do you got to say about that, Tony?
listen, here's this rabbit hole again. And it's funny that you said that because that's what I dealt with for the last couple of months. My ex wants to be friends. My ex wants to, talk whenever they want to talk. But the only way you can heal from an ex is by distancing yourself from that ex because they say something to you and it makes you feel like, oh, there's a chance. And then it turns out, no, I don't want to be with you because this, that, and the third. And then you're like,
Uh-oh. Where'd
I'm
you go?
still here.
Okay.
Uh, I'm still here. Uh, Trying to multitask, half asleep. Um, but I can't do that. First of all, most of my exes are exes, like you said, for a reason. I don't read only people that I talk to. That's my exes. The two or the one uh, mother of my children. because we talk about our children, and that's it.
Can I
That
add
go ahead, E.
No, still Jake. That's facts. When I do too. I do too. I show them, up front. So, I don't have no problems with the blocking situation. But Tony, I had a question for you. And you said this is what you're dealing with currently or were dealing with. Is that correct? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I was on mute. What you said?
What you just stated is that you said this is somebody that you've been dealing with currently or were dealing with prior to that you had this problem?
Yes. And it was currently because we go to the same church. I introduce you to the church. We go to the same church, and you'll come and put your arms around me. Hey, how you doing? But you don't say nothing to me all week. You know what I'm saying?
I told her, I just can see your facial expression when they do that. I can just see your facial expression.
Oh, and I tell you what, you're such a mean person. You don't want to communicate with me at all. I'm like, well, you don't want to be with me, so why should I communicate with you?
Damn, that point right there, that's a mic drop.
Right.
And the first part of Diamond Shooter said, if it got to go to that extreme of blocking, shaking my head, that's toxic. It's been toxic, which is true.
Exactly.
And then she comes back and says, a lot of us ignore the red flag.
Right. That part. That's key. No, that is key because people know you, especially women who get involved with toxic men. There are signs way up front that this Mickey Ficky got an issue, right? But they still choose to deal with that person, whether it's for their looks, what they driving, how much money they got. But you know full well he done said some things, looked at you some kind of way, said something, done something to you where you know this man ain't right. But they still date them. They still date them.
And they always say, I love them. Oh, we got kids together. That's why I'm still with her. Or I'm still with her. I want us to be a family.
Absolutely. I had a situation like that. And I knew up front that he was cray-cray. And I let his butt go. Because he said some things to me that disturbed me. And then he tried to play it off like, I'm just playing with you, baby. I'm just playing with you. I'm like, nah, you not. I had it. It was just that feeling that I had. You wasn't playing. You was trying to see what I was gonna say and how I handled the situation. And so I handled the situation accordingly. I stopped talking to the brother. Stopped answering his phone calls. He kept trying to come to my house. I'm like, nope. And pretty soon he got the dang message. Didn't have to block him. Nothing. I'm not messing with you. You showed me up front what this could possibly look like.
Yeah,
and I felt it, and I was like, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna govern myself accordingly. You going right, I'm going left.
Yeah, and Darren Shooter said, I think this was directed at you, Tony. She said, "Oh wow, spiritual crazy."
Exactly. That's still Jay. I'm vibing with Still Jay. I still got the same number too. 10
I do too.
years. I ain't blocking nothing.
Listen, I ain't block nobody.
Nothing.
It is crazy how you break up with somebody, but you want to keep tabs on what they do.
That is insanity at its best.
So I take you off of Facebook and you text me, oh, you took me off of Facebook. We can't be friends on Facebook.
Okay, I got a question for you. I'm sorry. I got a question for you. As you said, she's in the church. So I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, in the church.
Yeah.
Respect Jane Wilson.
How did you two meet?
On just like everybody else meet these days in 2022 on doggone the dating app.
Aha.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You didn't know she was cray cray?
At the first 6 months, we meet the representative.
Look, I think this was meant for you, E. That was should have said, yeah. See, red flag.
Exactly. When a Mickey Piggy talking about, you know, if you look at a nigga, why you looking at that nigga? I should bust you in your mouth. That ain't funny.
Uh-uh.
That's not funny. I was just playing with you. I was just playing. Nah, Ninja. Nah.
No, because
You ain't playing.
at the end of the day, if you wasn't married and you was dating and you came back and said something to us, you know what my next question was going to be? What's it going to be, D-True?
Go ahead and answer. Go ahead
What's
and
his
answer.
address?
Yeah, yep. Hey, I do it. Then that was you said too clingy too early is a red flag.
That too.
Mm-hmm. I
Too
think this was
clingy,
hey.
too early. Want to come to your house, want to spend the night, too early.
I think it was
Hey,
meant for you,
listen.
Tony. Still just said, only crazy people meet on dating apps with a laughing emoji.
Oh well, listen. I know I'm crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anybody who date me, that's the first thing I tell people. I am crazy because first of all, I protect myself very well. And most people be like, "Oh, you date this person and you're not dating them no more?" Yeah, I saw something, and I'm like, "Nah, because two crazy people can't be together."
Mm.
And it can be. You got the Joker and the old chick, but you at the end of the day, they find out they can't be together.
Yep. But bottom line is, some instances can be cordial, but you still have to have that boundary.
Let me ask
They got
you.
you got to have community. Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask you this. Here's a rabbit hole for you. Your ex. How many of your exes, after y'all broke up, spend a little bit of time apart from each other and end up in bed together?
Say that one more time.
I said, how many of your exes have spent a little bit of time away from each other? Y'all done broke up, but end up in bed together a couple times. Okay. Doing the nasty.
Hey, see, this is the PG version. Hey, like I said, this is the PG version. See, the R-rated version is gonna be tonight.
Well, I got to get my questions out right now because I work a 12-hour tonight. and I can't have social media, or I can, but I can't have social media on the in the jail.
Yeah, but it's crazy and funny you say that, and I'm gonna say about 70 to 60% of exes wind up in bed together.
And you know the reason why is, and this goes back to the comment I made earlier, is that people, when they date people, and we were talking about it earlier, when people date people and they turn around and try to date somebody else, they go date people there or the likings that they are accustomed to. People don't like to change. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dated white girls for a long time, and I stepped out and I stepped out and tried to date a Hispanic woman, and somebody would somebody that was close to who I am as a person, and now I'm dealing with crazy.
Oh Lord have mercy.
We're crazy.
But it's like you said, Tony. Like we said last night, E. And we keep saying over and over again, doing the same thing, repetitious. It's a sign of insanity, ain't it?
Yep, it's insanity.
And I'm gonna tell you why they do that. Because they're scared of change. They're scared what they might find out there. They scared they might like a woman or a man just got out of the domestic violence relationship, right? And a man and woman show them what love really is. They run, don't they? They run from that, right?
Yeah, because they don't understand.
I don't know what real love was, because one, the mom or dad or whoever the family member, they family didn't show them that kind of love, and then they get with somebody that's not showing that kind of love, but then also they get with a person that show them what love really is. That takes something wrong with that person.
Yeah, that's true. It's a video that I saw that I saved that I want to do a video, car chronicle. It's talking about that same thing where women are so used to dealing with a certain type of man, and vice versa, men too. Um, but they say they want something else, but when they get that something else, they don't appreciate it, and then they like, oh, this ain't really what I thought I wanted, this, but I don't. This is not what I really like. They like that. Some people like that toxic drama type of relationship for whatever reason.
Your representative is in the chat. E.
Kevin in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin.
But
Listen,
go ahead, Tony.
I guess I'm a glutton for punishment because, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm a very, very, like we talked about the other day. I'm very the type of person. I open doors. I do this. I cook. I do all this stuff for you. I know I have a problem with sharing my feelings because, again, in the past, when you share your feelings, and no disrespect to the women in here, but some of y'all women in here would take a man's feelings and ball it up, put it in your back pocket, and then make the man's feelings about their feelings. And there's some dudes that do the same thing. We call them something else, but that's for your rated TVMA section for the night. So that is what I've dealt with for the last couple of relationships where I'm made out to be the bad person because I don't share my feelings with people. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can still hear you.
We can still hear you.
And that's going to be my one of these days. I'm D-Truth. I would like to have that topic with on your panel about how we've got to stop and actually listen and communicate, like you were saying on every panel.
Mm-hmm. What about this weekend? Are you working this weekend?
No, sir. Hey, don't cuss me with that.
I had to ask.
I'm working this weekend. I'm off every other weekend.
So you're working this weekend?
No, I'm working now.
That's right.
My weekends consist of Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
So you're not working Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
So this is my last night of working until Thursday.
Till Thursday. E, what do you think? Let's see. So I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna do this, and I was hoping to have it sometime this week.
Hey, listen, bro. On the backdrop, I'll give you my phone number. We can sit around and talk about it tomorrow if you want.
Yeah. And E, and what you were talking about, the Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
We can start that tonight with the adult section. Let's talk like adults. The R-rated version.
Hey, Miss E, I have a question for you. And I've been thinking about the last topic that I was on here with. How about that young lady?
Mm-hmm.
I would like for you, if it's all right with you, to have a follow-up discussion with that. And I want to see if we can bring a younger generation on here to get their input on that topic.
Mm, that would be good if we could get some younger people to pop in and kind of
Yeah,
give their take.
yeah, you're right. Because if I get some younger people to get their take on it and sit and listen to them and sit back, just listen to them for them just to have an outlet. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a whole lot of young people out here that going through with excesses and all that stuff and all different type of stuff that going on in their life that they don't have nobody to talk to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that is the next mission. That's the next mission. Get younger people to open up about what's really going on in their life and how they feel about a certain subject. You know what I'm saying? So
No, that's actually pretty good. But it's like getting the people to, getting some young people to come up here and kind of like give their impression of what happened to that young lady.
yeah,
And
and
also, we can follow this up if some people would like to. I know my crazy other was not going to happen, but I won't subject to y'all to that. Um, if we can get this one like on tonight, if you can get a couple couples on, ex couples, and God, that's going to ooh. You know what? Let me think about that before we go further, because that
hey,
could go
hey,
down a
hey,
deep
hey,
rabbit hole.
hey, Toto, uh, get my info for Armando.
No doubt.
Yeah, and we don't want to put too much out there. Somebody steal our ideas.
That
You
is
know what
true.
I'm saying? Respect Shirley Kirkley. And on that note, anybody got any final words and any final comments, any shout out that y'all want to do? Go ahead and get them out.
Um, I'm crazy but single.
Hey, why did I know he was gonna say something like that?
He said, I'm crazy but single.
Hey, listen, I tell you, hey, look, I'm transparent.
Okay, that's the way you're supposed to be.
Yep, yep. That's all you got to say, Tony.
Hey, listen, it's all about being transparent all the way around. I don't
Yep,
know what the subject was at the beginning. I came in at the middle. But again, if you're gonna pursue somebody and you're going to do things, you got to be transparent 100%. Because if you're
yep,
not, and they start finding out stuff later on down the line, then that's going to bring that mistrust and that those arguments that you do not want to have. Step out of your boundaries. Step out a little bit. Don't date the same person in a different
yep,
body.
yep. Your final words and shout out.
Shout out to you, D Truth, Armando, Silverback, B Rob, 20 East, Wolfpack Nation, Truth Nation, Tony, because you're up here on the panel. Love chopping it up with you. Always a pleasure. And to the chat, it was a pleasure. I love the interaction. Still J, I'm vibing with Still J right now. But it was a pleasure to have this talk. It's always good to have these types of talks in our community about relationships and these toxic relationships that some of us get involved in, and these unrealistic expectations, and not being able to communicate with the people you say that you want to be with. So I appreciate the talk. Looking forward to going a little bit deeper into the conversation, I guess, later on tonight. And yeah, just appreciate, always having the platform D Truth, and you come up with some doozies all the time, and you say you come off the head, which is I'm impressed. Where'd he go? D Truth.
Oh, I was muted. I was muted.
You was talking to yourself.
Yeah, I'm talking to myself. Hey, and yes, I do answer myself. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of us that talk to ourselves and answer ourselves. And
That's
if you say you don't, you crazy.
Thanks for just putting me out there like that.
I didn't put you out there. You just did this yourself.
Hey, you know what talking to yourself really is? It's a form of praying.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, I found out if I put a topic up, it's kind of like, okay, I got to talk about that topic. And I'm like, okay, that's why I came up with this show. Let's talk like adults. Cause guess what? I can come. You notice what the title said. Let's talk like adult. Good vibes, right? But
Mhm.
it can switch up in a minute. Tony, you already know how left my show can go, but always come back round to the topic that we talked about.
And I still don't know how you do it. I'm still trying to
Right.
figure that because I done been up the the dragon's tail with you. I'm like, where are we going? Why are we swerving so much? But it always end back to the original point.
Yep. And people try to figure that out. It ain't no figuring out. It's kind of like a puzzle, right? It's like a puzzle. It's not that hard. It's it's just but real life, and people got to start putting stuff together. And I don't know if you catch the live last night that it just is Silverback Dead that they hosted on a mono black TV channel. I don't know did you catch that live last night. You didn't catch it, did
No,
you, Tony?
I was working.
You know they be having some. We know you already know we have some extra live, and something just pops in my head. If you want to know that, something just pops in my head. I just start talking,
I
and I
see.
just keep it real. I just keep it real, and told them no. I don't care who get offended. Like what was it? What was it? Was it yesterday? Was it Saturday? I think it was Saturday when I supposed to have came on at 8 Eastern time. Remember that,
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about the men, get on the men butt.
Yep.
I got on the men butt. I told a whole lot of secrets.
Yep. You did.
But that was true. My channel is not called D Truth TV for nothing. But yeah, I like to thank Armando, it's just ETV, Tony, B Rod, Silverback King, and the chat. Cause without the chat and the chat interacting with us and asking questions and us trying to get to a solution, he said it best. He said it best the other night, last night, that when we talk about a subject on my channel, we always give solutions.
Yep.
They're kind of crazy, ain't it?
Yeah. That's what I like about it. It's solution based or trying to get to a solution.
Yeah, and gotta look at what I be saying, cause it might be a show, it might be a live coming up about what I said. Kind of crazy as it seems. I do that, and no, it's not a test. Some people be asking, "You gonna have a test after this?" Nope. But shout out to Commissioner team, Together, uh, Twinnies Nation, Truth Nation, Wolfpack Nation, Now River, State Game, the Elevation Squad. Respect to everybody that support me, support E. It's just ETV, Silverback, B. Rob, Armando, Queen E. James, Diamond Shooter, AP, all the channel that I watches. Thank you for the support. Cause like I said, without the chat, we would be nothing.
Absolutely.
Y'all keep us humble. And I am humble. And if I get my outro saying, anybody else?
No, not on my part.
Tony sleep.
Tony.
I am not asleep, bro. I just put you on mute while you talk. I told you I'm multitasking with one eye open.
Hey, I said that. I knew he was gonna come up when I said that.
Right.
Much love to all of y'all. Hey, listen, these panels won't be nothing. We'll be talking to each other if none of y'all come out there and make comments.
Right.
You're right. And like I always say, go ahead, Tony.
Hey, I support D Truth, Miss E. Love chopping it up with you, just like he, much respect to you. D Truth, you always gonna cut up. Mr. Nino Black, and I gotta come up with a doggone personality for myself for these things, because my fuck around and find out it's just it's getting kind of old. But y'all do know I will ask you for your address, and if you talk about my fan. But at the end of the day, man, hey, much respect to all of you.
Yes, much respect. D Truth, are you on mute again talking to yourself?
Communicate. And guess what? Love and respect yourself. Because if you love and respect yourself, you see through the BS. I love me some me.
I'm sorry, dude, but you are a goofball, boy. You was talking as soon as she said you just came in a full sentence off of mute.
Right? You didn't even say, "Oh, my bad." You just kept talking.
Hey, now listen, that's talking. That's not the same talking to ourselves we were that we was referring to. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't the one who just said, "Hey, I called your name about 2 times before I said what I said, like total sleep."
Hey, you don't leave me out of this, man. You don't say out my personal business, okay?
Salute Keon 28.
Keon 28, you late. We leaving. The club for the shut. Hey, we finna shut these doors to the night. Well, respect to you, my brother. Like I said, love and respect yourself. Because if you love and respect yourself, you see through all the BS. And love yourself some you. Because I love me some me. Do y'all love yourself enough?
You can't love you can't love others unless you love yourself.
That's right.
And on that note, we are out. I'm doing my old outro. I'm going back to old school, my old outro. I ain't did play that in a while.
All right, let's get it.
Buddha.